What is up, you guys? Today we're gonna have background music because it's either we have background music or we have a background washer. So I was like, well, that's a tough choice. Okay, today we are going to go over third trimester so far. So I'm 28 weeks. I'm 2 weeks into my third trimester. So I'm just gonna kind of give you like what's been happening recently. The second trimester, I'm going to give you a little bit of details on that, but I'll make another video to go over that. And I'm just going to kind of give you guys an update on what's going on now. As you know, if it's your first time here, my name is pronounced Kamisha, but I go by Coach Cam just to simplify everyone's life. I love sharing the experiences that I had, and if I could go back and do it over again, what things I would do over again. Because my hindsight is 2020, and that can be your foresight, and then you can use the lessons and mistakes and things that I learned. Sorry, my phone is dying. You can learn the lessons that I learned and avoid the mistakes that I made through the things that I share on my channel. So if that's something that you guys want and love and need in your life and in your personal development journey, then be sure to subscribe because I absolutely love having you be part of the family. So let's hop right into it. This baby is moving around often. Oh my goodness. I am now eating more calories. So we have a whole module in the Six Figure Fit Academy that goes over like your breakdown of your macros and your calories and everything that you need to know on that level. And with pregnancy, that does change. So I've brought up my calories, but I feel like this baby is dancing so much or practicing for life so much that it's just going through calories, okay? A ton. So kicking often, something weird is that I don't know if you know this, but pregnant women, their belly buttons just are not the same because my belly button normally goes in and now everything is just going out. And my baby's like, maybe this is a portal. Boop, 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 knock, knock, knock at my belly button. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm like trying to hold him in me and I'm like, stop doing that. Because it feels weird, it hurts, and it's just like mentally grosses me out too because I'm like, whoa. It's already stretched out. Like, I already feel like I need, like, I don't even know. Like, I need some kind of protection for, like, the personal space of my belly button because it's, like, a wide load. Like, it sticks out, and then sometimes it bumps into stuff, and I'm like, ah. Anyways, not a mood, not a vibe. Kicking often, though, sometimes it, like, freaks you out because, I don't know. I feel like it's trying to get out. And I'm like, can you just stay in there? Like, I don't think I can describe to you what it feels like unless you've been pregnant before. Then, of course, you know. But if you haven't been, I don't know if I can describe to you in words the feeling of, like, another human living in your body trying to scratch his way out of there. Anyways, I didn't have any morning sickness in the second trimester, but I did in the first. And then it kind of mildly came back. Super, super mild, though. I would say maybe I could count on one hand how many times that I've experienced it so far, but I mean, we're only a few weeks into the third trimester as well, so we'll see. I've heard some women, it totally comes back. For me, there's just been a few mornings when I'm like, I'm gonna just need a minute. My energy has come back a ton more. I find that walking is difficult because I'm very in touch with my body and I feel everything. So when I used to ovulate, I used to feel my egg literally coming out. And I feel everything. And so I feel the bones. Basically what happens is in your pelvis, when you're pregnant, your body releases a hormone and it's called relaxin. And that will make it so that your joints, bone to bone, will move because it obviously needs to expand and make way for the baby, but your hips are actually not being as tightly held together. So when I'm walking around, I feel like, I don't know, like a skeleton with not enough glue, and I feel my hips moving around more than normal, so that grosses me out. And then I just feel like a lot of pressure on my pelvic floor, which I'm going to mention in a second. But there's just a lot there. I'm wondering how big this baby is, because you feel like sometimes it kind of feels like you have a UTI, like if you've ever had a urinary tract infection, where you know that you don't need to pee because it's not like a progressive I need to pee feeling. It's like an instant I need to pee right now, uncomfortable, right up in there type of feeling. And then just pressure on the pelvic floor overall, which, like I said, I'm going to mention in a minute. So my energy is back, but I would say it's definitely not normal, just because I'm also trying to wrap my mind around what my limits are, because your limits are changing so fast that you don't know what pushing, like, you want to push yourself because you want to be growing as a human and you want to be evolving, but your limits change so fast from one day to the next, to the next, to the next. Like, you could be here and then down here and then all the way up here. So just trying to, like, figure out what my limits are and what a good pushing myself is for energy and focus and attaining goals and, like, keeping myself on task versus actually taking the time that I need to rest and relax and, like, just be and not do a thing. That has definitely been a challenge. But right now I feel like I actually have the energy and the mental capacity to push myself a little bit more than before. I'm going to make another video going over that, just because I was working and now I'm off work, and I feel like that has made a huge difference. So I'm going to make a separate video for that, going over all of those details. So obviously I had to make changes not only to my normal life, but my workouts, because workouts is another place that I push myself a lot. And I would push myself to the point of almost passing out and almost puking, and that was perfectly fine for me. But I feel like it's kind of rude as a host if you do that when you have visitors over in your body. So that's kind of just been my approach. I haven't been pushing myself there, so I made changes to my programs. And I've been learning a ton about labor, and this starts to become a fear for most women. I think it's 80 to 90% of women, they start to have fear about labor, unless you've been overly exposed to, and this is what used to happen in the olden days. The women would be in the communities, they would have not just siblings, but like parents deliver babies in the village that they were in, and then when they had the parents that were delivering the babies, the younger siblings would be there, and then if they were younger siblings, they had older siblings, and they had children before, they would actually be present for these births. So it was something that they saw, they witnessed, they were a part of, they were helping. It was an event. It was beautiful. It was all women that were there from the community that would help and assist the woman to give birth. But in Western society now and how it's set up, it's been very medicalized instead of be a spiritual thing, which I find for some women, it's fine. Obviously, you want to be making the person, I shouldn't say person, it's obviously going to be a woman, giving birth, you should make her feel comfortable. I personally would feel comfortable with like a more midwifery approach, more of a spiritual pregnancy as opposed to a medicalized scientific pregnancy, or labor I should say, but that's just something else. So I've been dealing with that. That's been on my checklist of day-to-day things, is learning about how to actually go into physiologic labor without medication and just fully coming up with what my birth plan is. So I'm also going to be making a third trimester checklist of all of the things that I'm going to be doing in my third trimester, which is going to be integrated into my program within the next few days. Pelvic floor exercises. I went to a pelvic floor specialist And I've gone to like a few other, like I went to a chiro and I have a few other appointments for specialists, because you want to make sure that your pelvic floor is obviously strong enough to hold your baby in, to hold your pee in when you sneeze. That's not funny. One, when it starts happening to you and you're like, I'm too young to die in this way, and not have the confidence to be able to sneeze twice in a row. So that was a moment. But anyways, it needs to be strong enough to hold everything in, but also flexible enough and balanced enough in its development that it's able to let the baby out. That way it's not so strong it makes labor and delivery hard. So I went to a pelvic floor specialist, and I've incorporated the exercises into my exercise routine that they give me. Core exercises have been gone. Guys, like when I'm laying in bed, I feel like a turtle that's been flipped over on its back, and I'm like, So I'm just rolling around. I just roll over like a log roll, and that is exactly how I get out of bed. And then I like kind of just use my arms as if my ab muscles are completely gone, because it's exactly how it feels. Like, I was not prepared for that. Anywho, so in my exercise routine, core exercises have been gone probably for, I'm gonna say, about 2 weeks, but it feels like so much longer than that. Before that, I was just working on tightening the core separation that I'm having, because when your abs are being expanded that much, you do have abdominal separation, which is just easier to fix at the start instead of letting it progress, of course. So that's pretty much it. The only other thing that I wanted to mention is that right now I'm in a course. I have a mentor. Actually, I have multiple mentors that I hired for this, because I strongly believe in education. I strongly believe in investing in yourself. I strongly believe in learning. And I think it is a beautiful thing to be able to go and seek out the experts that are in whatever field that you feel like you need more information in that chapter of your life. And that's why we invented the Academy, because I would have loved to have someone that has my experiences, and I obviously vibe with my mindset, but I see other people that are like young me's, and I'm like, oh girl, like I just want to help you out, but obviously they have to be ready and willing and able to absorb the information and use it, put it into practice and everything like that. But that's exactly why we invented the Academy, so you can learn how to make money. For me, making 6 figures was my first goal. This completely changed my life. It 180'd everything. It built so much confidence in me. It made me so happy to be a confident, independent woman that had her finances under control. And I was able to love myself through that, because I built a strong foundation of my mindset and I had a strong training regimen. My food didn't get in the way, so I wasn't creating like brain fog and all of this like non-clarity type of energy in my environment, because I already had those things on lock. So I built first my nutrition. Sorry, I have like it flashes when I get a text. Anywho, I had my nutrition on lock, and I had my training routine on lock, so I could get dopamine hits just like that. We go over and we build your macros in the Academy, and we do everything from A to Z, and I have over 10 years experience in this industry. I know what you're thinking, because everyone says this. They're like, oh my gosh, but what? You must have started when you're 12. That can't be. Yeah, bro. I did. I totally started when I was 12. Does that seem weird? No. You see 12-year-olds in the gym all the time. You're like, why are there children here? Probably because they're 12. It depends on the gym, though, because not everyone has the same limits. Anyways, so that's exactly why we invented the Academy. I'm going to link some more info for you guys down below, and I'm also going to link those videos when they drop about what I would have loved to know about working when pregnant and taking time off, and just going into all of that in depth with you guys. And then I'm also going to make another video on my second trimester and how that went and what the differences were versus like my first trimester. So just like a comparison in between the first and second trimester, to kind of give you guys a recap on all of the goods there. So we will see you in a few days.